Let's see how this works. Okay. We're now live. Interesting. So, currently I'm at work and have nothing better to do. So, figured I'd go live for the first time. Just recording and streaming off my laptop. Nothing crazy, obviously, but yeah, we're here. It's been a week. This last week has been crazy. I'm currently working 48 and a half hours for last week. That'll be on the old whatchamacallit. So yeah, I'll probably have to repeat all that when the stream goes live. Stream is live on YouTube. Sick. So yeah, anyway, we're here. It's crazy. I don't even know how to see it. I mean, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so I don't know how it all works. I've been working with some friends to try and figure some stuff out, but yeah, we're here. So we'll see if I can get some people in the chat, and we'll start talking about some things. If not, we'll go ahead, and I am recording this, so I'll probably put this up later at some point, and just kind of talk about what's going to happen this week. I might try and do this every Sunday around 7, but we'll see. That's for in the future. I'm going to be meeting with a friend here pretty soon, talk about some different things I can do content-wise to really boost my views, really see what's kind of happening with all of that, and see if I can't kind of turn this into something to where what's up, Jay? Just saw you enter the chat. Try and see if I can't make this into a full-time thing. It's weird. This is weird for me. Not necessarily streaming, but just content creation in general, and kind of see what's going on. And yeah, YouTube will be, obviously, if I do stream, that's where it's going to be. But yeah, other than that, hope you guys are doing good. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this, because I don't know if I am actually allowed to do it. Let's see how many people we got here. Jay, what's up? What's good? Hope you're doing good, man. But yeah, I'm actually going to be getting a camcorder here pretty soon to figure out what works best for me. One of my friends is going to be able to give me one of his old ones, and yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Like I said, this streaming thing isn't going to be all the time. It's really just going to be mainly videos and content and different stuff on other platforms and whatnot. But yeah, so we're here. If you guys want to ask me questions, I'm down. I'm not going to be live for very long, just because, like I said, I don't really have anything else to do. I was feeling good, and I went to Instagram, put out a poll, went to Twitter, put out a poll, and 4 people said yes. Nobody said no out of 7 viewers on the Instagram poll. Nobody freaking hit me up on Twitter. Come on, guys, be better. But yeah, so gonna be doing that kind of stuff, and yeah, the content creation has really been tough. Been dealing with a lot. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to bore you guys with the details, but it's last time I posted, I think by Wednesday it will be 3 weeks, and for one, I am sorry about that. Been dealing with a lot. Like I said, I worked 48 hours this week, and it's been crazy. So I'm exhausted. You can probably see it on my face. I'm just tired, but it's all going to be good. We'll figure it out. We're going to get through this thing, and hopefully God's got a plan in the future, and we'll see kind of where it takes me. I hope this sounds good. Justice, does this sound good? You're the only one here right now. I don't even know if it sounds good. Hopefully it does. but yeah, and I'm excited to see where this goes. Like I said, I am going to be meeting with a friend. Hopefully he can, not hopefully, I know he'll be able to help me out, kind of figure out what the next step is in all of this. And yeah, so, man, we can talk about the spring game. Okay, good. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. I'm glad it sounds good. We'll talk about the OU spring game a little bit. Why the frick not? Hold on. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, the OU spring game was crazy. Like 75,300 and something people were there yesterday. My mom was actually there, funnily enough. She's not even an OU fan. But I think OU football is going to be in a crazy spot over the next several years with Brent Venables at the helm. And the defense is going to be scary. I believe they'll get the defense back to where it has been in the past, what OU is known for, hard-hitting, run-stopping defense, creating turnovers, getting the ball back to obviously a very high-power, high-octane offense. And the spring game, Crimson team won, and one of my good friends, Ethan Downs, name dropped. He's actually one of the guys who voted yes, but he's not even in the chat, so I don't know what that says. But he played excellent yesterday. My mom was like, I didn't even get to talk to him because the media scooped him up right after the game, and I told her that's not surprising because the media is in love with Ethan Downs right now. And that's good for him, but that's also good for the team. And they had several former players there. They had a Baker Mayfield statue reveal at halftime, he is so deserving of that, obviously. But yeah, so we've been live for like 6 minutes now, and yeah, it's kind of interesting. I've never done a live before. And I didn't realize how vulnerable this made you because it's live and anything can happen. So it's pretty funny to see. I've watched live streamers for several years now, and I've always thought about doing something like this because it's really interesting. It's really cool to see different stuff like that. I got to figure out camera angles and all that kind of stuff. Content creation has been something I've been doing ever since I was a freshman in college. I got to write articles and do that kind of stuff on my own. I played football, so I was able to talk to all the athletes, football players and stuff like that. And it's just something I fell in love with. It's funny because I've always like, dang, everybody's creating a podcast right now. What's saying I can't? And yeah, almost 5 years ago this fall will be the first one I created by myself, and then me and two of my friends, one of my friends and my brother, we actually started a podcast called None Your Business Podcast. Just really just us goofing off the whole time. Nothing it was obviously nothing crazy, but hold on a second. Okay, how does one... Anyway. There we go. Hold on. There we go. Now I can see it. I think it looks pretty good, Justice. I don't know. I've only seen a few pictures of it. I think it's pretty sweet that it's, him running. I think that's pretty awesome. He was obviously deserving of one, being a Heisman winner in 3 years at OU. Not all 3 years, but winning the Heisman one of the years. His 3 at OU, becoming a two-time walk-on at first at Tech and then at OU, and then becoming a first number one overall draft pick. I'm really disappointed with the way that's kind of panned out in the NFL for him. Was very excited for him. I know it's the Browns, and that organization has been in trouble for several years now, but I was really hoping he could turn it around, and I figured if anybody could, it'd be him. I mean, just look at what he did with himself, becoming a walk-on at two schools, starting at two schools, Texas Tech for a bit, and then coming to Oklahoma, the powerhouse of the Big 12. Unfortunately, they've had a crazy couple of years. I'm not even going to get into the whole Lincoln Riley deal. I've got my own opinion on that, but we're not going to get into that because there's no point. That's behind OU, and but that was really disappointing the way he left. But yeah, this is an office in the place where I work. If you don't know, I work at a funeral home, which is crazy, but yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm at work, obviously. It's excuse me, it's definitely interesting working at a funeral home, obviously, but it is what it is. But yeah, Jay, I appreciate you sticking with me, brother. What is chat rate? We're gonna look at something on YouTube real quick. Let's see what this is. Give me a sec. Chat rate. The chat rate of the stream most recently. I don't know what that is. Okay. Anyway, whatever. Connection in here is great, which is cool. Nothing looks bad, so that's legit. But yeah, man, it's crazy to think about where. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my stuff like that, and I'm gonna put a blast on Snapchat real quick. So say what's up, chat. Hold on, chat. Blast on Snapchat to see if I can get people in here, just for no reason at all, but other than to say what's up. But yeah, it's crazy to think about where I've been where this is taking me the last few years. Like I said, started in college. Even had some people like, no one's gonna listen, and I didn't really care. I mean, that's not what it's about. It's about what I want. And obviously, to build an audience, you got to give the people what they want, and that's obviously the goal of content creation. But at the end of the day, a lot of these streamers, they don't want to do stuff that they don't want to do. I mean, and that's just that. At the beginning, obviously, it's a little different because you got to build an audience and then give them what they want. But at the same time, you can't put yourself in a hole to where you're just miserable the whole time and not enjoying what you're talking about or creating or stuff like that. So it's just one of those things where you got to figure out, number one, what you want, but number two, and at the same time, what is popular at the time, what is going to get views. And something that I've always stuck with is sports. Something that's always been a part of my life and has always been big about me, and this isn't exactly what I wanted to talk about because I wasn't going to, but I figured I'm here, so might as well. I mean, I've got an hour and 45 minutes till I gotta be out of here, but I'm not gonna be live for that long, so relax. It's not gonna be a 2-hour stream, but another one of my friends, we did a few episodes of a podcast, and we talked about the NFL, talked about college football, different things going on in the sports world. Unfortunately, they didn't really take off. We had a lot of views, honestly, a lot of listeners, but it just, it's a lot of work. I was trying to balance like 3 different podcasts at the time, and then that one with my brother and one of my friends, we decided to kind of end that just because it was getting really hectic with our schedules and trying to meet up and trying to record. And unfortunately, I mean, we literally just hit record, trimmed the back end and front end, and then uploaded it to our platforms and everything. And it was a lot of fun. And if you're ever interested in doing anything like that, I'd say just grab the phone, hit record, and start talking, because there's always going to be things people want to hear. There's always going to be things people want to listen to, and you can give them, really anything you want. And like I said, it's really fun. There we go. It's a little bit better. It can be a little more comfort, but it's just one of those things where it's a little bit more difficult. Yes, I'm chilling at work. I'm tired. Doing a great. I'll fix it. But yeah, so it's fun streaming. I've never streamed before. This is the first one I've ever done. I accidentally went live earlier. I think Friday, I guess it was Friday. Meant to make it private just to test things, but it wasn't anything important. It was live for like 30 seconds. It's not on there anymore. But yeah. Hold on, chat. Give me a second. But yeah, so that's kind of where I've been. And like I said, I was gonna pull up here. I'll actually do it right now. I'm gonna pull up my socials. I have 102 followers on Instagram, and I've been posting to that. Let's go ahead. Let's go all the way back to numero uno. My very first post. That's not my very first post, is it? It is. My very first post was April 19th, 2019. And that's just this Instagram. I don't know if I posted anywhere else. But like I said, I have 102 followers on Instagram. On Twitter, Twitter's actually pretty big. 168 followers on Twitter. And Twitter has been a thing since, I guess, April of 2019. Yeah, so that's kind of where, and I was on TikTok. I'm talking to my buddy. He's wanting me to get back on TikTok. He's wanting me to get back on TikTok just for views and whatnot, and stuff like that, where I can really grow the community, grow the channel, push people to my YouTube, which is where a lot of the main content is going to be. And there's been things I've struggled with, like consistency. I'm very, this is kind of hard for me because this is just my laptop. And I mean, it probably looks good. I'm sure it sounds good. But, okay, good. But, this is very basic. Like I said, it's just my laptop camera and the mic on the laptop. So, it's nothing fancy. But I know there's a lot of people out there that just say literally hit record and go. Like I said with the podcast, just hit record and see what happens. But it's something I love to do. I like talking about sports. I like giving my opinion on things. But life does throw you curveballs. We've been dealing with a lot personally this last month. It's been very hectic. I haven't posted a video, and this week will be 3 weeks. I haven't posted much. I post a lot to my story on Instagram. I tweet quite a bit from my Twitter account, but other than that, it's nothing really fancy. But that's okay, because like I said, you just gotta start somewhere, and it's something I'm learning, something I'm trying to comprehend. Even though it may not be the best looking and best sounding, all that kind of stuff, it'll grow into that, and I just have to keep working on it. And luckily I have a lot of friends who understand this type of stuff and understand understand it in a much deeper aspect than I do right now, and it's something I'm trying to get better at and learn and understand, because you have to be very particular, you have to be very direct in what you're trying to do and the people you're trying to reach and all that kind of stuff. So it's difficult, it's not easy, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I know my voice and my facial expressions, all that kind of stuff may not sound like it right now or look like it right now, but it's something I'm really wanting to do, and create something huge out of this. and I think it's possible. I want it to be possible. It's a dream of mine, and it's something I want to carry on and to give you guys, and a lot of you, a lot of people, a lot of my friends do follow me, and oh, thanks, babe. I'm working on it. And I have a great support system. My wife just told me to talk about something happy. Thank you, babe. So I have a great support system. My wife, she works very hard for both of us, and she loves me a lot, even though I don't deserve it sometimes, and I tend to focus on things that don't involve both of us. But oh, Jay, okay, Justice coming in with the tough questions. I'll answer that in a second, Justice. But okay, Justice is in the chat. My wife's in the chat. These people, Justice, I've known about him since 7th and 8th grade. He left Elgin when I was in 7th grade, or after 8th grade, and he was the guy who I started a podcast with a few years ago, and we actually lived together in college, and our friendship grew from there, and we're brothers for life now. He's been a big supporter. The people that voted in on Instagram, all those, the 4 people. One of them I have no idea who it was, but yeah, my support staff has been awesome, and really, really great. My family, obviously, family's the most important thing after God, and they've pushed me to keep going and to keep working at it. But yeah, you got to have a good support staff. So Justice asks, how do you try and balance working out, long hours, mental health, and just life in general? Okay, so how do I balance all of that? Well, this last week, actually, I tweaked my back, so I haven't been able to work out. But number one's coming up with a schedule, and then having accountability. If you don't have a schedule, number one, that's kind of difficult. My daily schedule when I'm working out is usually get up around 4, be at the gym no later than 5, be done with the gym between 6 and 6:30 in the morning, go home, eat breakfast, shower, get ready for work, try and be at work between 20 or about 20 minutes early, obviously before 8, get here, start work, and then go home, eat dinner, hang out with Ashton, try and do some reading, and then go to bed. And that's my daily schedule. Tuesday through Friday. On weekends I don't work, and then Tuesday through Sunday on weekends I do work. Rest unlocked. How do you balance that? Justice, you know me. I'm terrible with schedules. You just really try and, let me fix this. You really just try and keep the most important things in your life. Like I said, number one, God. Try and do that every single day for me. Mental health has been tough. Like I said, I work at a funeral home, so I see a lot of things that are tough to deal with, but it's not easy, definitely. But working out has been huge for me. Getting in the gym, trying to stay healthy, trying to be active, and keep a healthy lifestyle is very important for me. Because if not, then what are you doing? Because if you're not healthy, if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. Honey, you can type in the chat unless you don't have a YouTube account, which you have to have a YouTube account, and that's my fault because I haven't showed her how to create a YouTube account. But anyway, she just asked me a question. I'll get to that in a second. And then trying to balance everything, it's not easy, Justice. It's difficult, but it's worth it to work at it every single day. Try and be the best version of yourself. I'm not trying to preach at you guys. This is just what I try and do, and it's not easy. Another question from the wife and her family. She has an account. She just doesn't know how to. Oh, brother. I'm failing as a husband right now. Anyways, life in general, Hobbs, it's just one of those things where you gotta keep the most important things, because if you don't do that, then your whole system is going to collapse. And mental health is very important. I used to think people were soft when I was in high school, because I didn't really understand mental health. Never really went through anything major. I mean, I've lost family members and friends, but other than that, I mean, I never really went through anything until I got to college and had several injuries. And just life hits you a little bit harder as you get older. And mental health is super important, and it's one of those things you just got to work at every single day, keeping a positive mindset, positive attitude, and keeping, like I said, keeping the most important things. And then try and start podcasts and growing. I'm not the best at growing things. I don't know how to market. I just know how to put stuff on Instagram and YouTube, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I have 170 followers. I didn't even realize that until just now. It was like 100 and something a couple of weeks ago, I think. And then it's pretty cool to see that grow. But the biggest thing is growing YouTube now, and just consistency. That's everything I've learned so far, is being consistent, and I'm the worst at it because I let things get in the way, but being consistent is probably the most important thing. Okay, so now I got to go to my phone and look at these messages from my wife. Hobbs, I just answered it, bro. Give me a second. So my wife said, sit up straight. Who's going to be better at football this year, OU or Oklahoma State? OU, obviously. No, they'll be good. Both teams are going to be solid like they usually are in the Big 12. And I think, but obviously Boomer Sooner all the way. I was asked, how is it living with her? It's great. It's fun. Learning to live with someone that isn't easy. Fortunately, I had the opportunity to live with some teammates of mine, and it's obviously very different than a wife. But, it's just one of those things where you have to grow. You have to figure out who's, different tendencies and things that people do that you're not used to. But it's been fun. Obviously, I love being married. It's a lot more fun than being single. But it's real. It's. Why'd you have to ask me that? But yeah, so that's. It's been fun, and growing, not only as a person but as a couple, and growing together and becoming stronger with each other is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see the growth and the. Okay, I can't get into the true dirt, Marie, on live stream. I'm not going to do that. That's funny, but that's a conversation you and I can have on our own time, okay, Marie? But yeah, it's it's fun. It really is, and I love her to death. I know I don't deserve it all the time, but it's a lot of fun, and I think grocery shopping is probably the most difficult thing we've ever done together, because it's hard, because I eat a lot, and she doesn't eat as much as I do, and that's probably been one of the most difficult things we've come across. But other than that, it's pretty easy. But yeah, Justice, I'll go into the podcast question a little bit more. You and I did it, and we honestly had quite a few followers. We had people asking us all the time, when are y'all going to have another show? When are y'all going to have another episode? And, you and I just didn't really do anything with it. But being consistent is probably the biggest thing. And then talking about something relevant that people want to listen to. Having good communication skills, being able to just talk in general, seems to be a thing that people my age and younger have a harder and harder time to do. Half the reason I got this job was I could speak well. And dealing with people is a big part of all of that. So, it's just, honestly, having common sense is a big deal, just because you can't say whatever you want. You can't do whatever you want. YouTube obviously has rules of what you can and can't say, what you can and can't do. And a lot of that's obviously going away. But there's certain things that people are testing and trying and doing that platforms are having a harder time um, a harder time to monitor, I guess, because so many people are on their platforms. But a lot of the time, it's just knowing what people want to hear and what people want to know, because at the end of the day, you gotta give what the people want, but at the same time, make it something that you're interested in, because if you're not interested in it, people aren't going to listen to you, because you sound uninterested. You sound like you don't really care. Excuse me. You sound like you don't really care about what you're talking about. So, yeah. So, hold on. A question from my brother-in-law, Brandon. He wants to know what I thought about the difference between USC's pregame and OU's pregame. I didn't see USC's pregame. You talking about spring game? Well, nobody in LA cares about football. I just saw a tweet about that. It was like, LA is the mecca of college football, while no one in LA, but LA is the reason nobody cares about football. And I mean, that makes sense. Ashton, if you're trying to say spring game, it's not pregame, it's spring game. But I mean, you had 75,300 something people at the spring game. That was crazy. USC had they had the most in their history, which I guess isn't very impressive. But I mean, hold on. USC spring game. I mean, you gotta have fans. I mean, spring game doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. But I mean, what OU did yesterday was pretty impressive. I'm pretty sure. I also saw another tweet that it's the Browns. 73,000 is the most people in attendance at First Energy Stadium where the Cleveland Browns play, and OU had more than that at a spring game. So, okay, sorry, honey. But I mean, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. No, I'm not fixing my suit collar because it's choking me and I'm uncomfortable. I don't even have it buttoned, okay? But yeah, the spring game for OU was unreal. Like I said, my mom got to go. She said it was awesome. She said it was super loud. She's never seen anything like that before. And Norman can get pretty crazy. I think the stadium holds like 85,000, so they were almost sold out at the spring game, which is kind of crazy for a spring game. But yeah, so that's it was pretty cool to see, honestly, all the reactions and stuff like that on Twitter and social media, because something like that's never been done before. So yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I don't know when OSU's spring game is. I'm not an OSU fan. But yeah. So. This week schedule. I'm actually gonna, after I get down here, I'm gonna write down a schedule for myself every day. Tomorrow, I'll go ahead and talk about it. Tomorrow, I'm gonna get up and go work out at some point, probably whenever Ashton gets up to work out, and then come home, eat breakfast. I'm gonna meet a friend to get that camcorder, and then come back home and record the video. I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about yet. NBA playoffs is going on. Haven't really been watching that because I'm an NBA fan, but I might have to start watching that just to get some content. Major League Baseball is going on. Probably talk a little bit about the walk-off the other day at Yankee Stadium, and then fans start throwing stuff. That's not okay. You can't be doing that as fans. But yeah, anyway, record, edit, get that uploaded to YouTube probably Wednesday. And then I might create another TikTok just because I'm gonna have to at some point, but take clips from my YouTube video and then just put it out everywhere. It's also gonna be audio, so that'll be all that'll be up Wednesday, probably around 11, and then yeah, so that's tomorrow, and then obviously eat lunch at some point. Might do cardio at some point tomorrow, and then cook dinner, go to bed, and Tuesday I'll get up at 4, go work out. go to work. Fortunately, like I said, I worked this last weekend, so I won't work next weekend, so I'm off. I think I have a wedding to go to, so I'll be doing that next weekend. But yeah. Anybody else got any questions? Because if not, I'm probably, 2 people are here. What's up? Sick. Who's here? I don't know who's here. It didn't say anything in the chat, so. But we got 2 people here. Lit. That's dope. And this will actually, I think this goes live as soon as, like it goes live as a video as soon as I'm done streaming. I don't know about that, but that'll be up. This has actually turned into a much longer video than I expected it to be. I've been live for 35 minutes now, so that's cool. But yeah, the videos will start coming more consistently. I'll have more stuff for content, and my buddy's going to help me get it to where I don't have to create different things for different platforms. I can just basically cut and copy and paste to different platforms and whatnot, and yeah, so that's dope. I'm excited. But yeah, so I think that's it. If anybody else has any more questions, I'll stay here for a few more minutes, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end it, because like I said, I was only going to be live for like 10 minutes, and 10 minutes turned into 37 minutes. So that's cool. Not upset at all. And I think this goes live as soon as I hit in stream, but we'll see. We will see. Anybody else got any questions? Going once. I'll go live for 3 more minutes, and then we'll cut it off. I hope, Hobbs, you got the answer to my podcast question. Sorry, I went into detail. But yeah, just be the best version of yourself, guys. Don't try and be anything you're not. It's good advice. It's not my personal advice. I've gotten that many times, so I took that from others. But yeah. So yeah, that's going to be the schedule this week. I'll get videos up. I'll get probably a TikTok started, maybe. Everything will be in my link tree, and obviously everything will be in the descriptions of all my videos. I'll put stuff out on Twitter, Instagram stories, and then TikTok will come back. I just got tired of dealing with it, and then I'd start scrolling, and then I'd waste an hour and a half on TikTok. So I got rid of that, and then my friend was like, "You need TikTok back," and I was like, "Okay." So yeah, I won't be on there personally. I'll just be on there for my podcast. So yeah. Okay, no more questions. Cool. I am going to end it here then, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday, and then maybe not. We'll see kind of how it goes. I might do a Sunday night stream to kind of preview the week. I think that sounds kind of cool. No more than an hour, probably 30 minutes at the most. But yeah, so that was kind of cool. Went live for the first time. It'll look better. It'll probably sound better next time as I go back and listen and figure out different things. But yeah, if you were here, appreciate you being here. Whether you were just watching, typed in chat, asked me questions, all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for being here. As always, be sure to tell somebody you love them, that you care about them, and that you're there for them always. I'm Graydon Bulig, and I'm signing off for the Graydon Bulig Show. First time live. Thank you, and we'll see you guys Wednesday, okay?